Hello everybody and welcome back to, which one was this one? Oh yeah, Memories of Celceta. There are just so many. So let's talk to the Roman soldiers here. Not right yet. Yeah, Kaznan had an imperial headquarters in Mask of the Sun as well. And that guy, the aide, he basically has the 3D model version of... Oh. You got it.
The great Leo, commander of the Celcetan army and the finest swordsman around. Don't you start getting cocky just because you took down a little monster while I was away. If I'd been here, I would have defeated it in a tenth of the time. With such skill and grace, you would have been left speechless.
So, yeah. Well, this kind of thing just tends to happen around Adol. So yeah, the adjutant we talked to before had the same, had basically a 3D model version of the Roman commander in Mask of the Sun. Oh, you don't even need to ask. No, it isn't. And why are you surprised if you're an old pal of Adol's? Yeah, yes it is. Works for me. It's dangerous to go alone. Take Doran. Okay, coming up is going to be a bunch of tutorial stuff relating to town features and all that. And here's the map we're going to be making, I guess. We're going to be getting quite a few of these because in almost every single town in this game there's some kind of new system or utility or other thing that we can use to either spend our money and improve our stuff and that sort of thing. So there are 4 quests here. One is a monster hunt, one is a town thing, and you'll find that some of them are marked urgent, which basically means we have to complete them before the next story trigger, whenever that is. Way to go there, guy. Basically, you don't have to accept each quest individually, just reading the board is enough to add all of them to your character journal. We might have. How much is it worth to you? Okay. Oh. This is hilarious because there is actually a product called muscle milk. So he wants us to milk a monster cow. I have no comment on that one, Durin. Lay it on us, big guy. Okay. So this is a sneaking mission. I'm not sure how sanitary that is. But it's the Middle Ages, so we'll forgive you. Yeah, just talking to people will mark where... Thank you. Mark where you need to go on for your particular quest. Now let's ask about your giant monster problem. Let's ask about the Governor General's giant monster problem. Okay, there is no way we can beat that monster right now. But we'll be able to change that. Okay, item shop, gotcha. Okay, armor and weapon shop. Nothing too exotic there. Hello, Thomas. Okay, the trading post... The trading post and the blacksmith are things that were introduced into the East series with East 7. No, wait, there were blacksmiths in Ark of Nepishtim and Oath in Felghana. And depends on if you count the ruse in East Origin. But this particular smithing system was introduced with East 7. Basically, there are 8 statistics you can use to improve... Yeah, that you can improve on your weapons and armor. And the characteristic of mineral materials is that they always improve one statistic. Whether it's metals or gems, they always each only improve one statistic on your weapon. The material exchange, I believe, was also introduced in East 7. We're not going to do much here right now, except use that iron ingot that we found. I'm not going to be doing too much reinforcing throughout the game, unless it becomes absolutely necessary, because the big reinforced fest is basically the end game. I'm going to need a lot of money just for keeping up to date with equipment. You, sir, offend me. Adol explained it was for the lulz. Ah, wise guy, huh? Yeah, I don't know if we can trust this guy to tell us who we were before we lost our memories. Can't wait to start. There was one like that in Dawn of Ys, and that was the Great Rhoda. Okay, these blue flags are primary objectives, and orange flags on the map are side quest objectives. We're going to go to the tree first, but you can actually visit these in any order that you like and still be fine. Okay, it's time to finally do the thing. Okay, this game keeps track of map percentage completion, and you can get a reward from Griselda for every 10% of the map you explore. So, let's get off this wall. There's actually a side quest we can do right now here in town. And I completely missed that quest flag. That is a fine portent for the rest of this playthrough. Yes, we have, good sir. Oh, okay, that sounds easy. What did you do, sir? Well, this isn't money at all. Well, one way or another, this game is going to force us to use the exchange. Thank you for adding another step to our quest process. by the way, it's a good idea to remember this, the fact that exchanging upwards to materials produces much more valuable materials. Because there are some materials that are insanely valuable that you may not want to use at that moment, so you can sell them for gold for better equipment. Oh, okay. Well, the entire game is in Celceta, so we do not want to leave. By the way, Soldier Ralph over there, pretty much after every major story trigger, he has some other thing to say about how dreamy the Governor General is. I'm gonna see if I can catch all of them. Because some of them, pretty great. Some of them, proof that he needs to get off duty. Okay, so not all of this is like 10 for 1. And we'll be doing that whole iron ore thing later. But for now, bones. Yeah, that kind of gives away that you can eventually upgrade weapons and gear with beast material. So I'm just going to tell you now, while minerals increase one thing, beast materials increase more than one thing at a time, but less per thing than the appropriate mineral would. And I forgot to actually do the thing I was asked to do. Yeah, let's do that whole sullen thing. Like, that's buying. Oh wait, we already did the selling. Never mind. What am I thinking about? Can't be anything good. Okay, we're making a pretty big profit off of this. Oh, that's an expensive mistake. Okay, honey potions are the very basic healing potion in this game. They restore about 100 hit points. Bitter potions are 5 times as strong. So getting some of them basically for free is a huge bargain.
That was nothing.
Bitter potions are basically good for a pretty fair chunk of the game.
Fine.
Oh, who are you, sir? Yeah, Leo was an out-and-out villain, though a relatively minor one in Dawn of the East, but in this game he's just kind of a buffoon or a nuisance.
Come on now.
Ah, a misguided glory seeker with subordinates named Sancho and Panza. Can't think of what they're referencing here. Still, it's kind of weird to see a Don Quixote referencing a Japanese game. I think the last game I remember that sort of thing being in was, like, what, Suikoden? And here it begins. This may be the beginning of when he's been called Adol the Red. Yay for us. Yeah, General Leo is such a minor villain in Dawn of East that you never even actually fight him. But then again, you don't fight Eldiel either, and he's pretty major. But first we have to make it to the Great Forest. This video is really just going to be spent handling all the side quests that we just got. Because I really want that money. This is just all the thing that monsters drop when you kill them and all that stuff. Alright, let's do the thing. Yeah, both Dawn of East and Master of the Sun had a basic field music just called Field, but that wasn't carried over into this version of the game. For the basic field music, this game uses Burning Sword, which is in another track that appeared in both games. So I'm using Durin for the time being because the way that shared experience works is that the active character gets more, and then the active party gets slightly less, and the inactive party members get less than that. We're going to be getting about 6 party members, and that means we'll have 2 of each damage type, slashing, striking, and thrusting, which are each strong against different kinds of enemies that have damage resistances. Gonna turn up the sound effects a little bit. I think they're just a bit too quiet. I'm going to be exploring as much as is convenient, basically, and I will be doing all of the side quests. So just be prepared for that. Oh. It's the aggressive boo something. Yeah, basically if you play the game killing your way through it like I do, you will never be short on materials for whatever it is you're thinking of doing. So yeah, you may have guessed with the whole map completion thing that this game is somewhat more exploration based than the previous East games that I've played for this channel. Because the East games, at least up through Origin, are actually fairly linear as far as environment design goes, and I think the most linear game in that regard is, like, East 2. I'm not gonna fault the game for that, though. I never really thought of linear as something as an insult, even for RPGs. Because experiments in being really non-linear as far as RPGs goes, even from Square, have not always turned out well. I think the best balance, if you really wanted to leave the paths open, was actually achieved in Romancing Saga 2. Yeah, there was a start point and an end point, but there was a whole lot of stuff in between. Okay. And yes, Adol is photosynthetic again. Okay. Evasive means that allies won't really attack, but they'll do their best to avoid damage, and considering the defensive moves available to us, they're pretty good at that. I really should have learned to manage that better in my first playthrough. Okay, you may have noticed some lesser damage coming out of Durin. That's because inactive party members do less damage, but they also take less damage. And inactive party members won't use skills quite as much as the active ones. They will use them, though. The thing about skills, though, is that they take quite a lot of uses to level up. Because, yes, skills gain experience, too. And I don't really think I leveled up many skills at all the first time I played through this game. And it was because I was just too used to East games where your normal attack was the thing you'd be using most of the time to finish off enemies. And there were a ton of East games that really didn't have attack skills at all. Oh yeah, juggling is a thing, and it's very helpful. There are some enemies that are too big to juggle, of course. Oh, and Adol can swim without the dragon scales, so he can avoid drowning. Oh, there's the Fabros. Yeah, there are quite a few quests that are about approach animal from behind. I think there are like 4. And there we go. Well, Adol is pretty rural. Oh, thank you, game. Goodbye, hope to never see you again. Yeah, I actually, spent like the pre-double digits part of my childhood living way up in upstate New York. So there would be at least 1 or 2 times that I remember when My father actually had to call the neighbor and tell them to get their cows out of our driveway. And hey, we learned a new skill. Sonic Slide is actually pretty useful because it's not only a dash attack, but it also has a chance of knocking enemies down. And there are going to be certain fights where I'm going to exploit that mercilessly. I don't know exactly what triggers learning skills. I'm sure there's an FAQ or a chart or something somewhere. But generally, just fighting in the active party seems to be the main thing that triggers it. Yeah, the fighting in this game is a bit more technical than other Ys games, but it's never quite as technical as, say, a Platinum game. Okay. We're not going to warp quite yet because there's a little more space that I want to explore out here. Yeah, down there. Because the map percentage isn't just affected by everything you map inside the forest, it's affected by everything you map outside the forest too, so that includes areas like these. I don't think the main dungeons count towards map completion. But what do I know, I've never gotten 100% on that anyway. Hey, a bunch of iron ore. Hey, a quest flag. That'll be incredibly dangerous. We're not doing that right yet. Okay, so enemies do respawn in this one, like in any proper Ys game. But unlike Ys Origin or Ark of Nepishtim or Oath and Felghana, they will respawn while you're still on the same map. Keep rolling, rolling, rolling. Okay, what's in here? A scene! Is that what? Trees that keep monsters away. I think I've heard of that. Yep, this is a Rhoda sapling.
All right.
Not bad at all. Oh, he's remembering a thing. Well, that's, ominous. Okay, camps have an actual function. And it's a pretty good one, too. North of the camp is the first segment of the actual Great Forest, but we're not done out here quite yet. First off, hey buddy, we got your milk. And here you go. Just because it's unique doesn't mean it's good. Let's see how it is. It's terrible, isn't it? Ah, well. Ugh. And there's 1,000 gold.
That was nothing.
Okay. We don't actually have enough iron ore to do that other thing. And I kinda want to kill the hunt monster. So I'm going to live a little bit dangerously. Longsword for Adol. Punch Fist for Durin. And you know what? I'm going to just use appropriate weapons and not worry about having appropriate armor for what I'm going to fight next. And we're just gonna see how that goes. I don't mind exchanging coal for iron because I am going to have more coal than I know what to do with by the end of this game. So it's time to be the monster hunter. And down you go. Anyway, like in East 7, you will only be able to have 3 characters in your active party. Well, now we're stuck with 2. By the way, I have basically no complaints about the combat in this game. I still kind of wish we had solo at all East games, but the thing is, Falcom actually has experience prior to East 7 in doing action RPGs where you control an entire party at once. because that was the setup for one of their much earlier games, Sorcerian. You built a party of 4 characters, and you controlled them all at once through side-scrolling dungeons. Oh, there's our big guy. Okay, guard is not a foolproof defense, because even with the damage reduction, there are some attacks that monsters use that if you guard them normally, they will still knock you down or stun you or whatever. But it's better to guard than to get hit for a whole ton of damage. As demonstrated just then. And down it goes. In case, this iron ore combined with the iron ore we got from the resource lump over there means we have enough to actually finish that side quest too. So we're just going to head back to Kaznan and finish it all up. God, this looks so goofy. I bet the chosen undead is seething with jealousy, though. So, just a couple of quick stops and we'll have 7,000 gold to play with. That we did. No, wait, you're not the right guy. You're the right guy. I could probably get more through haggling, but I kind of forgot that I could, so I just took the money. Oh well, it's a pretty fair chunk of change. But that will be it for now, so I will be seeing you next time when we actually start exploring the Great Forest. Be seeing you then. Goodbye.